Well, happy Thanksgiving to you. Chris Hare here, the world champion crypto cowboy, bringing you an update on Ethereum. I hope you've got a turkey in the oven and broccoli and rice casserole ready to go. It is Thanksgiving. I think about this all year. I can't wait to eat myself into a stupor, have some meat sweats. It's all good fun. I absolutely love Thanksgiving. But I am a world champion rodeo cowboy in the team roping events, and I'm bringing the strategies and the discipline that I use right outside the arena, bringing them right here to the crypto desk. And if you stick around long enough, you're going to become world champion crypto traders. So let's talk about Ethereum. It's had a pretty good run since about last Saturday, still running up this morning. Where does it going? How far are we going? When do we have a pullback? Are we going to have a pullback? I'm going to break all of that down in the charts for you. We're going to start off in an hourly chart. That'll get you through the next couple of days, all the way out to a weekly chart, and we'll give you some long range targets and where I think we might see rejections. If we don't go ahead and run, guys, I think it all depends on Bitcoin and what Bitcoin does here, and that will decide what everything else does. But let's get to it. I took some trades yesterday when those longs ran up. You can see we took about 120% off of Ethereum. I posted these signals in the crypto school. We all made money on these. It was a good day. Did have a Bitcoin trade open as well. 175%, 120 on Ethereum. I'll take it. They're still open. I've got stop losses set. I'll also posted that in the school on when we can DCA out of those if they go that far low. Check out that crypto school in the description. You'll get a really good understanding of what's going on. Starting off with the crypto fear and greed index, currently at a 23. We're coming up out of extreme fear and into fear and working our way up. Runs up will do that, but what this does is measures market sentiment. It tells us people are scared. If they're greedy, what in the world's going on? Right now, people are scared to death. What we need to see is this get up into greed. And I like to use this for small spot purchases. Every time we drop into fear, I buy a little bit. And then every time we drop into extreme fear, I buy a little more. Sit on it, forget about it. Then one day we're up in greed. I take the profit, and it's been profitable for me. It's worked really well. I pulled up a bit Unix exchange. You can see what I'm doing. I've been buying small amounts to show you guys. I think I got about 90 bucks in Solana and Ethereum now. They're down about 6 and 4%. Bitcoin, bought it at 90,000 because I like to buy Bitcoin below 100,000. We're up almost 1.5% on that. You need an exchange to trade on. BitUnex is a great one. You'll find a link to that in my description. There is no KYC, and I think you get a bonus on your first time deposit along with better trading fees. So go ahead and check that out as well. Altcoin season index, because it's relevant to Ethereum. When Bitcoin goes up, altcoins trickle up. When Bitcoin goes down, alts absolutely dump. When we are not in alt season, we've moved from about 45 down to about 37. So there's still money coming out of altcoins. It must be going into Bitcoin right now, maybe as a hedge to safety. We're at 37, but we need to get up above 50, 60, and get to 75 to be in a full-blown altcoin season. Liquidation heat maps for Ethereum. I'm going to go through a weekly and a yearly because I think it gives us a short and longer term time frame on what's going on. This is what market makers use to track your liquidity. Everything above price action is a short trade. Everything below price action is a long trade. And market makers don't really care about TA. They care about liquidation points, and that's how they move the charts. And all they want is your liquidations. And our job is to stay out in front of them. But you can see there's a cumulative total of about 330 million in short trades on the weekly and about 1.76 billion in long trades. So it's weighted to the downside. You can see there's some bright pockets here around 28.48, 29.08. We went over that one. And it just kind of stays kind of heavy all the way down to about $2,650. How far do they come down is the question. We'll break that down in the charts. But if we look on a macro, you can see there's pockets of liquidity all the way down to about 1,600 bucks. There's a little bit left up here around 4,200 bucks. So there's an opportunity for upside, but cumulatively, guys, we've got about $5 billion worth of long trades and about $5.5 billion worth of short trades. So we're right in the middle. It could go either way. I feel like we're going to run up some more, but probably not without a retest to come grab some of these lower pockets of liquidity. But we'll get into the charts. We'll figure out exactly what's going on. I do post all these charts in the crypto school. You'll find the link to that in my description. Great lineup of coaches. Great place to hang out if you really want to learn how to invest or you really want to learn how to trade. that's the place to be. The Crypto School, great lineup of coaches. I'm there. You have direct access to me. Really good place to advance your trading game. But we'll start off with the Ethereum chart. You can see we're still in that descending channel we've been in for a good while, and been moving up since we hit this bottom right down here at about $2,620. Moving to the top of the channel, we've gotten over the 50 moving averages. That takes 50 of these candles, puts a fluid line on the chart, works as excellent support and resistance. We tested the 200 smooth moving average once. That takes 200 candles, puts a fluid line on the chart, and we're right at the weekly 50 moving average. We've rejected off of it once, but we found support on the 50 moving average. Now we're trying to break through it again. I kind of feel like this is probably the end of a move, and we're going to see some kind of rejection. We're going to come back down, and we're going to try to retest these lower levels. I feel like either your 50 moving average or around $2,800 is going to be a good spot. You've got a fair value gap sitting down here between around $2,750, so that's also an opportunity for a bounce point. If we can stay above this weekly gold or this daily golden zone, get above this 50, I think we're headed to $3,300 to $3,500 in the short term. But like I said, if we reject, I would look for around $2,500. Moving out to the 4-hour, you can see we've came up and reclaimed the 4-hour retracement zone, came over the 4-hour 50 simple moving average. That's bullish. The white line is a smooth moving average, and charts really respect it. That's why I use it. It's a combination of the simple moving average and the exponential moving average, and it works very, very well. If we can get above this weekly 50 moving average, get out of this golden zone. Like I said, I think your next stop is to go up and test up your daily 50 moving averages. But your extensions are about $3,400 to $3,600. Your 200 smooth moving average sits at about $3,580. It'll be sitting in about the middle of this by the time we get there, if we get there. And I think that's a good spot. This will be my first big point of rejection next to where we are right now. If we can get over this 50 moving average, we've got some more room for some more upside, guys. But this is going to be a very, very strong point of resistance right around $3,600. I would watch it very close. Moving out to the daily, you'll understand why I'm saying that. We're in this descending channel, currently rejecting off of it, but we could break out. If we reject and go down, $2,800 to $2,600 would be your target. We did talk about $2,500. If you can't hang on to that, I think you go to about $2,500 back down to the bottom of this channel. These things usually touch the top of the channel 3 times. The 4th time they break out. That's why I think we go up. But you've got a big bearish fair value gap sitting here at about $3,200 to $3,400. Those are strong. So the question begs, do we come up, reject off of it, retest this 50, and work on up to the daily 50 moving average? Or do we just reject and come on down to this bullish order block at about 2,500 and go even lower? That's my big question for the day. Big question for the week is we're just going to have to see how this plays out. If we can get above these, I think $3,900 to $4,200 is your next stop. That's my final resistance point, that if we don't get above it, we're headed down and we're in a bear market. $3,900 to $4,200 is your last target. $3,600, $3,300, and about $4,000. Those are the numbers you need to keep in the back of your head. If we can get above that, your 2.618 sits at about $5,300. Moving out on the weekly chart, we'll get a better idea of what happens. You can see we're trying to reclaim these 50 moving averages on the weekly. That's bullish if we can get above them. Moving on up, like I said, $3,500 to $4,100. That's our big line in the sand. We have to break out of this and move up. We could double top at about $4,900, or you've got options of $5,900 to $7,100. Reject anywhere along the way, and I think you're headed down to at least the middle of this fair value gap, somewhere around $2,100. There's another line of support right at about $1,700. So it's going to get ugly if we go down. If I pull a fib here, I didn't have one for the retracements, but let's take a look. And it'll tell us, typically we go to the 618,786, which sits between about $2,100 and $2,400. Your extensions are way down at about $400. I don't think you go that low. but you never know. I really think we need to worry about the upside. Then we can figure out where the better downside is. There is an opportunity for about $10,000 if this thing really wants to run, but I'm not super hopeful on that. That's the outlier, but we'll see what happens. So that gives you a pretty good understanding of what's going on with Ethereum for today. I think it'll get you through the next few days into the next week or so, but I'll come back around when we hit key supports or key resistances. We'll go over all of this again. But I really appreciate you guys watching the video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, tap that bell notification. You'll get updates as soon as we upload a video. And don't forget to leave us a comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm and it helps us reach more people. But I'm going to wrap this one up. I may do a major market overcap this evening. We're going to go eat and spend some time with some friends and family over the afternoon. So I won't be around much, but I wanted to throw something out just so you guys had it if you're trying to trade. There's not going to be a lot of volume until Monday. I think New York's only open about half a day tomorrow, so that's going to be a slow trading day. And then Saturday and Sunday, there's not much going on anyway. But I hope that gives you a pretty good idea. I really appreciate you watching. Go ahead and click all the links. Check them out. BitUnix, the Crypto School. There's a link to my X down there. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go inside, get ready to fry a turkey. My name is Chris Hare, the World Champion Crypto Cowboy. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you down the road.